James, I'll come to you first. I mean, many of us, while we moan and rage against Twitter, we all use it, myself included. We're avid users of it. What do you think this means for your average Twitter user? Do you think we're going to see anything dramatically different as a result of this takeover?
I think there will absolutely be changes, but they'll probably be, well, it's hard to say how quick they'll be. There's sort of two main strains of change that will happen. One is that Musk has talked a lot about wanting less moderation on the platform, that he wants it to be more open to speech that he sees as harmful perhaps, but legal. So there could be an uptick in, abusive comments that you might get on Twitter. The other big change is that he also talked a lot about wanting to monetize the platform more effectively. So, for example, there is a Twitter subscription service called Twitter Blue, which charges $5 a month for a range of features. It's only available in a couple of markets at the moment, including the US and Canada, not here in the UK. But he could definitely expand that and push more features into it. He's also talked about things like charging companies or charging institutions for verification, or charging media companies if they want to embed someone's tweet in a news story. So I think for the average user, we can see more changes coming through quickly, and they will, as I say, involve probably monetization and a downtick in moderation.
And I suppose his thinking is because it has become such an influential platform, as much as people are maybe cross about him coming on, and they might be cross about the type of content he will allow, there's nowhere else really for people to go, is there?
Yeah, there's nowhere quite like Twitter.
There sure isn't.
The site is sort of, people on it love to hate it, and I'm definitely one of those. The affectionate nickname is the hell site. But in terms of being a place where news happens, where people communicate with their followers, especially sort of organizations and institutions, for a lot of celebrities, Instagram is a much better platform because it gives people less of a right of reply, should we say, so they can just sort of blast out messages. But if you're a journalist, if you're a politician, if you're an analyst of some sort, Twitter is the place to go. And it remains a sort of uniquely important and influential part of the world's information ecosystem. And Musk very much recognizes that.
Imran Ahmed, you're from the Centre for Countering Digital Hate. I mean, Elon Musk has said that the bird is now freed. I mean, what do you think that means? What are you anticipating is going to happen, and what are your concerns?
Well, the truth is we simply don't know, because Elon Musk has said a few different things. First of all, on Thursday, he said to advertisers that he recognizes that Twitter must be a common digital town square where a wide range of beliefs can be debated in a healthy manner. Now, the question is that true of the current site, let alone a freed up site? He also said a site with no rules would be a hellscape free-for-all where anything can be said with no consequences. So he's saying one thing to advertisers who, don't forget, are 90% of the revenue of these companies comes from these advertisers. He's saying another thing to users. And what did the EU's commissioner for the internal market, Thierry Breton, say to Musk after he said the bird is free? He said, as long as it flies by the EU's new Digital Services Act rules. In the UK, we've got rules coming up with the online safety bill, which I'm reassured by government will be back in Parliament by the end of the year and probably in law by the beginning of next year. So I don't know what's going to end up happening. And I don't think Elon Musk knows himself, because let's face it, he tried to back out of this deal, I think because he realized it was impossible to reconcile the claims he was making to his mates, saying you're going to be able to get away with saying whatever you want, with the fact that advertisers don't want to advertise next to people calling other people the N-word.
Yeah. And Imran, how should we feel and prepare ourselves mentally for perhaps the return of Twitter to a certain former president of the United States?
Well, I mean, he may well be back on that platform. He said that he will not be. There's other people that he said that he wants to have back on the platform, like Kanye West. So the question for us is, steel yourself up for having a site where you see anti-Semitism, racial hatred, trans hatred, anti-LGBTQ plus hatred, where abuse is tolerated. How do you steel yourself for it? My view is you just walk away. I wouldn't walk into a pub where I knew that people were going to be swearing about black people, or where people were going to be homophobic and misogynist. I don't see why anyone else needs to either. And I don't agree that any platform is necessary for the future. The truth is that Twitter is a company that came along in the last couple of decades. This may be its final year of being a meaningful operation. But I suspect that Elon Musk will very quickly learn that there need to be red lines. Because if you want a healthy debate, as he said, where a wide range of beliefs are respected, a safe space for abusers is an unsafe space for everyone else.